What's going on? Charizardforthewin here. Today I want to talk about a movie called Enemy. And this is a pretty cool movie, kind of indie-ish, sort of, not really. I don't know. Anyways, it's pretty cool, and so I felt I should do a review about it. So I think this movie technically came out last year, but whatever, I'm counting it as a movie that came out this year. And okay, so Jake Gyllenhaal's in this movie, and also Jake Gyllenhaal, he plays two different characters, and the main premise is that this one guy, who's Jake Gyllenhaal, notices in the background of this movie he rented that there's like someone who looks exactly like him, and it's not him, or is it? We don't know exactly. And he's confused, and he's like, "Who is that guy?" And then he goes and tries to find him, and stuff like that. And this is, I guess, basically a thriller movie. It's kind of like creepy and eerie, and you don't know exactly what's going on. And it's really cool. Very well directed, very well acted by Jake Gyllenhaal and also Jake Gyllenhaal. Um, it's kind of weird. I feel like he does a lot of these movies where it's like sort of indie-ish, sort of sci-fi, but not quite, like Donnie Darko and Source Code and that Prince of Persia movie, and those kind of movies. Maybe not Prince of Persia, but the other ones. Anyways, it was fun. I don't know why he doesn't do more like good movies, not more mainstream movies, like larger movies, larger budget movies. Anyways, another cool thing is that this movie takes place in Toronto, unlike every other movie that takes place in New York or somewhere else and is filmed in Toronto. This one is filmed and takes place in Toronto, so that's pretty cool. We actually get to see the CN Tower and other Toronto landmarks, like the cars, the street cars. Those are cool. I Yeah. And I don't know, I'm just kind of rambling, but I think you should definitely check this movie out if you like thrillers, if you like good movies. And this it's really cool. It's kind of I don't know how to explain it exactly without like spoiling stuff. But it's a really cool movie, kind of indie-ish. If you it's pretty artsy. There's a lot of scenes of Jake Gyllenhaal like sitting in a room and thinking about stuff and not saying a lot. So, I mean, if you don't like movies that aren't explosions for 95% of it, you probably won't like it. But it's really well directed and acted and filmed and everything like that. All that stuff is great, so I think it's worth checking out for that stuff. There's a lot of really cool symbolism in this movie. Most of it is really confusing, especially the first time you watch this movie. I haven't seen it more than once, but I did see Chris Stuckman's video on explaining it. I'll put a link in the description because I definitely recommend checking that out after you watch the movie, because after I saw this movie I was like, what the hell is going on? Chris Stuckman, please explain it. Thankfully he did. And um, yeah, it's really cool once you see that, because you get the whole idea of what is actually going on in this movie. One of the things that I thought was cool is like there's like two versions of Jake Gyllenhaal. Well, there's two characters that he plays essentially, and the one Jake Gyllenhaal is like he's like a teacher, and then the other one is like an actor. And anyways, what's kind of cool is what I thought was kind of cool is the teacher who has this like actual stable job and stuff lives in this like kind of sleazy apartment with like two pieces of furniture, and his girlfriend sometimes comes over and they have sex, but he doesn't do a lot other than that, and it's kind of like weird, and it's just like this situation that you wouldn't expect this like college professor to be living in. I don't know. It just makes that situation more uncomfortable, and then vice versa. The other Jake Gyllenhaal, who's an actor, a struggling actor, lives in this nice apartment. He's actually married, and his life is pretty good. He has like, it's a reason, like it's a more established environment, which that character is less comfortable with as well, and it really makes this just everything feels really uncomfortable, even and switched around, even though not necessarily would be in with these characters, but the way that it's filmed and the way that they have these situations, when you realize what the movie's kind of about and what the characters are going through and stuff, probably after you finish it, it's really, really well done and incredibly cool. Like, there's things that you don't understand. Like, the one, uh, Jake Gyllenhaal's wife is like really freaked out that there's this other Jake Gyllenhaal that looks like him. But in real life, that really wouldn't be like that creepy of an idea. It's like, oh look, this guy I found who looks just like me. That's not really that scary or creepy. It might be like a little bit freaky because it's if it's not your twin, maybe it is. I don't know, but it's not something there that you it's not someone you knew existed, but it's not necessarily that creepy of an idea. But the way it's filmed and stuff, and you actually kind of like believe that they're like freaked out about this, especially when you figure out why it is actually what it is. I don't want to get into too many spoilers or anything like that. The movie's really cool. There's a lot of really cool symbolism. I love that it took place in Toronto. Jake Gyllenhaal gives a great performance, and also Jake Gyllenhaal gives another great performance as well. Um, Definitely check this movie out if you like dramas or thrillers or not like just what if you like well-made movies, then definitely it's worth checking out. It's a really cool movie. It has a lot of great themes and stuff like that. Um, yeah, definitely worth watching more than once, even if. And yeah, this was a cool movie. Check it out. Thank you for watching. Charizardforthewin. I like talking about movies and stuff sometimes. Bye.